Great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Without music, life would be a mistake." And similarly, the frontman of famous band Rolling Stones once said, "We have not yet begun to explore the healing powers that music can provide for us on a personal and global level." So I agree with these two people, and I actually did my senior project on this importance of music and sound. So today I'm going to be going into three subjects where it's really prevalent that music is very important and very fundamental to everything. So first, I'm going to talk about the connection of music and sound into the natural world. So, um, have you ever heard a bird song and or something like that, like some crickets, and the melody has gone stuck in your head? Well, the author of a journal, Catherine Gray, actually says that certain nature songs follow human songs in law. So she wrote an article called "The Nature of Music and Music of Nature," and she explains that humpback whales actually have very similar ratios in their music to humans with their music. So we seem to prefer similar styles on that level. And the fact that whale songs they span 7 octaves and certain scales that match up perfectly with music theory used that humans use. So next, she also talks about kind of the symphony that nature can create. So picture yourself on a camping trip and it's late. What would you hear? You'd hear crickets, maybe an owl, maybe something rustling off there. But the point is that all these sounds are kind of connected and they're kind of creating a sort of symphony, which is what Catherine Gray says. And so she emphasizes that like listening to this symphony, as she calls it, can really increase connection between man and nature if you're kind of in the music, as she says. Um, so next, now that we talked about the connection of music and nature, I'm going to be talking about the connection of music and science and philosophy. So the concept musica universalis, or music of the spheres, illustrates how early thinkers like Greeks and now modern scientists they saw the importance of sound and they tried to understand the universe's order and explain it using music. So, ancient Greek philosophers Pythagoras and Aristotle proposed that the movements of celestial bodies produce a sort of resonance that creates actual sound that reflects like a harmony of the universe that governs the universe, like a sort of music or like a song. Um, and it wasn't metaphorical. It was a little metaphorical, but it also was literal. They really thought that they tried to explain the structure of the universe in terms of like the structure of music. So it can seem useless and like dead knowledge that you don't need to know, but the thing is, modern scientists have also taken this up. Um, the metaphor has been replaced by physical laws and mathematical models, but the underlying like image of a string vibrating still stays the same and has actually been adopted and it's called the string theory. And that's one way that people try to explain the universe. So that kind of shows beyond math and all this time passing, we still kind of have the visual of like vibration and sound in the core of the universe. So now that we've seen the connection between sound and nature and sound and science, we can now look at sound and self. So music therapy shows strong evidence of working, and actually in 70% of cases it works, and that's a statistic pulled from a psychology journal with lots of authors on it. So yeah, it's becoming very popular. So the meta-analysis from a study called Music Therapy for Depression that combines music therapy with conventional treatment. So not just music therapy, combines it with normal treatments. it said it has a large and significant short-term effect. And then 86% of people said it improved their state. And another study showed that overall everyone said they have more more functioning and less anxiety. But of course, like anything in the medical world, this has drawbacks. They don't yet know the long-term effects of this, and certain age groups aren't tested, such as, younger age groups. And it's also unclear what specific types of protocol are most effective against specific types of like illnesses. So they still have to narrow that down. But in general, it still is effective and it still is working. So now that you've seen the connection of sound and nature, sound and science, and sound and self, I hope everyone can see the importance of sound and music as it relates to us and how fundamental it is. And I hope everyone can use this to some benefit in their future. Thank you for listening.